Hey everybody, so I got a question for you. No, I got a challenge for you. Let's call it the Romans 1:16 challenge. Are you willing to be unafraid and unashamed of the gospel? You know, as you look at what's going on in this world, better yet, look at what's happened in our country over the last week. You have to ask yourself something very profound. Are you willing to stand up for God? Are you willing to take a stand for someone who died for you? You know, I can remember being in a youth group and my youth pastor coming to me and saying, listen, I want to know what God wants you to do. What has he called you to do, Nate? And you know what? I had no clue. I had no idea back then. But since then, God has given me opportunity to do a lot of things. But I've also been offered the opportunity to go do stuff that I never thought possible. But I had to ask myself a question. What's God called me to do? Not what do I want to do? I had to come to the realization that God's called me to be a singer and a minister for the gospel. So what's he called you to do? Are you the doctor who prays over the patient before a procedure? Are you the nurse who goes out and finds the family who you know is in tears because they lost a loved one and prays with them? Are you the teacher who, as your kids come in, you pray over them, hoping and praying that God touches their lives that day with something you do or say? What's he called you to do? Are you the mechanic who sees somebody in need and instead of seeing a dollar bill, you see the opportunity to see a soul saved? What's God called you to do? Because let's be honest with ourselves. God called someone to defeat Goliath, and instead thousands of men stood quaking, refusing to take the challenge. 3 Hebrew children stood in a fiery furnace and said, we will not bow down, when millions of their peers folded to the challenge. I don't want to be like that. I want to stand flat-footed for God. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Share the video and tell the world what you've been called to do. Tell the world what God has laid on your heart to be. Because here's the truth. We got thousands of people on Facebook. And I can't help but go through my feed and see videos all the time of cats doing tricks or someone playing a prank on somebody. You know what? There are those that I laugh at. There are things that's great about that. But I think it's time we start sharing God instead of the world. Because you know what? He wants you to do something. So that's my challenge. Like the video and share it and tell the world what you've been called to do. I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. But we have one simple thing. Are you willing to step up for God and do this?
Hashtag unafraid, unashamed.